Hello from Topeka. I'm Marley Carpenter, your KS CPA lobbyist. The legislature finished their second week of the legislative session last Friday. Committees continue to hold informational hearings, and over 100 new bills were introduced. The governor will give her State of the State address this Wednesday, 2 weeks later than usual. The Senate Tax Committee held hearings on 3 different bills regarding back-to-school sales tax holiday. All 3 are slightly different in the price threshold, implementation date, and fiscal note. All 3 bills will remove both the state and local sales tax. The chair plans to work these bills next week. The Senate Tax Committee also received briefing on state sales tax and property tax collection. The anticipated income tax cut bill was introduced in both the House and Senate Tax Committees this week and are endorsed by the Kansas Chamber of Commerce. They would make the current income tax rate for all individuals and corporations a flat 5% instead of the current tiered rate structure. The proposal exempts the first $15,000 of income and includes a trigger on future income tax rate cuts if state receipts exceed revenue in estimated years. The Tax Committee will also hear several bills next week, including Senate Bill 7, which reduces the individual income tax rates for residents living in rural equity declining counties, and Senate Bill 8, which reduces the penalties for the late payment of property tax from 5% to 2% of the assessed value. Senate Bill 40 provides a carry forward of certain net operating losses for state income tax purposes, and Senate Bill 41 provides a retailer's allowance for up to 1.5% and $3,000 per business. Both of these proposals will have hearings on Thursday in the Senate Tax Committee. Both proposals just currently mentioned were considered last year but did not pass. The House Tax Committee will hear 2 bills next week that would increase limits on income tax to apply to Social Security benefits. House Bill 2107 and 2109 will both be heard in the Tax Committee on Wednesday. The Senate Commerce Committee heard 2 reports on economic development, including IRBs and major property tax or major economic development programs, including HPIP, KIT, KERP, and PEAK. The major incentives audits focused on incentives and stated that they showed a return on investments and paid for themselves, but not enough to cover the state tax dollars lost to fund the incentives. These audits will also be presented to the Senate Tax Committee this week as well. We will keep you updated on these issues as well as many others. Please let myself or Danielle know if you have any questions or concerns. Thanks so much, and we'll be talking to you next week.